This is for me, it's the most favorite time of the year. And there's 4 of those times. And that's the second week of major, right?
Yep.
Let's go. All right. You ready to lock in?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Boom. All right. Hello. Welcome back to another 5K tennis group discussion. Can't wait for this one. So we're going to jump right in today. So real quickly, we want to review the fantasy team leaderboard. For those of you that are maybe new or don't know what I'm talking about, every major we do fantasy team selections where the top 2 people win $50 a piece. And then we do finals predictions. And if someone nails it, they get $200 cash. So real quickly, I'll go ahead and tell you who is left out of all the competitors for the $200 in cash. Antek Kaminsky, who has Djokovic to defeat Felix Auger-Aliassime in the final, and Iga Swiatek defeating Aryna Sabalenka in the final. Thomas Chi, what's up? Shout out to you and Gene Swart, by the way, for keeping track of all this, and as well as the fantasy teams. Thomas Chi is still alive. Thomas Chi has Novak Djokovic defeating Stefanos Tsitsipas, and Thomas Chi has Iga Swiatek defeating Aryna Sabalenka. Also, lo and behold, Gene Swart, the other moderator and the other person that keeps track of this digitally, is still alive as well. So Gene Swart has Djokovic defeating Felix Auger-Aliassime and Sabalenka defeating Pegula.
I think Swiatek will go down. Swiatek will go down tonight.
Last one that I have, and I think this is Thomas Chi's brother, I think, is Hunze Chi, and he has Djokovic defeating Tsitsipas and Sabalenka defeating Swiatek. So great job, you guys, out of 20 competitors, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm hoping that Sabalenka or Swiatek goes out. That's the bigger possibility.
Yeah. If Sabalenka loses, I think we get to keep our $200. So I think that's...
yeah, we did teach today, but it rained later on. So
MotoGP, good to see you.
Which is probably good for my body because I'm going through some
wrist pain.
My hand is numb. Ulna hurts. Shoulder hurts. And I think a small fracture on top of my right foot.
Sometimes playing tennis for 10 hours a day down there in our 40s.
I think my body said, thank you very much for the rain.
Yeah, a shout out to MotoGP. MotoGP, we've had some fun conversations away from here. Anyway, he's in Bangladesh, so welcome to him. By the way, today's show, we're going to... Oh, you got to read the fantasy team leaderboard. Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry. So the last thing, and then we'll start. Sorry. This is the fantasy team leaderboard. Remember,
number 1, no shock, Dead Seville.
Dead Seville will be the GOAT, by the way. If he wins this one, he's won 3 more that we can count. He may have won more than that. But Dead Seville is in first place. Remember, the top 2 people will both receive that first place 50.
Number 2, Junse Chi. Number 3, Alani. Number 4, BRDN High. And number 5, Antek Kaminsky.
Good crew. Mm-hmm. 2 of you shall get paid $50 US immediately.
Yep.
Remember, PayPal, Venmo, personal check, money order, whatever. The only places we've
200, you mean 50?
50 for the fantasy,
Ooh,
200 for the other competition. All right. We're going to talk about the 4th round matchups. 2, we're going to talk about Djokovic and is he really and truly injured? Because someone had a question for Carla about that. Also, we're going to start today's show with the poll question. Can you poll this? Mm-hmm. Okay, here's the poll question for today, and Carla's going to type it. Who will win the Australian Open?
Oh, no, yeah. Wrong one. No, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, just do that. Yeah, start a poll.
Okay.
Here's the poll question, and it'll pop up in a second. Who is going to win this Australian Open? A, Novak Djokovic. B, Iga Swiatek. Or C, neither. Think about that for a minute. Is it Djokovic, Swiatek, and everyone else? Or maybe not. And I've heard a lot of talk on the Tennis Channel here in the past hour about a lot of hocus pocus hogwash and that Djokovic, he's vulnerable because he looks injured. Anyway, we'll talk about that and more. Also, we're going to talk about Andy Murray. If you were Andy Murray, what would you do? Why, are you still playing for the love of the game? Then let's go. Are you still playing for legacy or the potential to win another major? I don't know. We'll talk about that. And lastly, I have a prophecy I'm going to throw out there. Okay, and we can talk about this as well. Novak Djokovic is 1 shy of Nadal's major count, 21-22, right? I'm feeling that the prophecy is Djokovic wins this Australian Open and ties Nadal with 22-22. Nadal goes ahead and rolls in and wins the French. Okay, fair enough. Djokovic could win that and surpass there, but I'll give Nadal the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say, okay, he'll win the French. Djokovic wins Wimbledon. They tie up again, and at the U.S. Open, game on.
I'm not prophesizing anything because who knows with injuries or anything. So many people have said somebody's supposed to be at 25, blah, 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 blah. No, I think that Djokovic will have a harder time winning. I say neither wins. That's my vote. Neither one wins. I think we'll be surprised. We'll have a new Grand Slam champion for both women and men.
I'm going total opposite. I'm going both win. I'm taking Swiatek and I'm taking Djokovic only because I feel like, honestly, from both the player's perspective, the coaching perspective, I feel like they are better than everyone else. And
if you truly have a hamstring thing, I don't understand why more players wouldn't test the hamstring or the quad by drop shot. If I was Dimitrov, like I was watching that match, you're going to lose anyway. You were literally supposed to lose 2, 2, and 3. I don't know, maybe if you're lucky. Why wouldn't you have drop shot this guy and test to see if that leg really hurts?
There were some points.
I would have drop shot lob all day just for shits and giggles, just to test to see what's really going on.
Because otherwise, what other chance did he have?
Correct.
You might as well just go for it.
You are going to lose. If I was the opponent, I would have loved to have been in that place. I would have drop shot the whole time. Even if my drop shot hit the net. Just to have him run and stop.
Just to react to it?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care if I would have missed every single drop shot. But he would have been like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So sometimes we underestimate the importance of the drop shot.
Yeah.
How many times, Carla, have we met students that have played the game for a while? They meet us and we are like, okay, let's check out all your shots, and then they can't even come close to hitting the drop shot. It sits 50 feet up in the air. They've never learned it, right? But then you teach them that, and then they begin to execute that, and then they drop shot everyone else, and they themselves, their future opponents, don't know how to do it either because no one ever taught them, and then they find themselves running ragged. And then they end up having a much easier time winning matches because of the drop shot.
Correct.
Yeah, it's an important shot to have. Never overlook the power of the drop shot, especially if you're trying to put miles on someone's shoes. Like
I'm just saying, your hamstring quad hurts.
Test him,
man. Let's test that leg.
Let's
see what's up with that leg. Come on. I'm just saying.
I mean, in boxing, the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Dimitrov had no chance. Why whack the ball with him? Why? You were gonna lose anyways.
Good point.
Why whack the ball? I would have gone like soft, throw up a shot, soft, throw up another shot. I would have played like Kyrgios tennis.
Exactly. Heyday. Just let it rain.
Yeah, you're gonna lose anyways.
Exactly. And Dimitrov,
you might as well try to win ugly.
Yeah, and Dimitrov during that match, during pretty much the whole match, he stayed
wasted career.
He stayed jammed up. He stayed at the baseline, like you said. He use the drop shot, serve and volley.
How are you gonna battle backhand to backhand?
Yeah,
it's the guy has a two-handed backhand, one of the best backhands, and you're gonna go battle backhand to backhand. And Dimitrov's outfit, my eyes were like. And then the hair too, just hideous.
He's always had that same.
No, it's gotten like a
little bit more thin.
It's thin, yes.
Yeah, thinned out.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't forget Dimitrov's
still. But what I'm saying,
he's still young.
He's hurt, right? Novak's hurt. He's still winning the long rallies. Just saying. Someone asked me a question. You said about that.
Oh yes. I have it. Here's a question that someone sent Carla yesterday, and I would love for Carla to respond to this while we're here. And it is in my gallery, and here it is.
I said the same thing about Nadal.
Okay, this question came in for Carla last night after the show. We did a show last night. Okay, the question came in, and it's from Isa Idogawa. Okay, a question for Carla. You say you don't believe Novak Djokovic is injured. What about Rafa? Do you believe him every time he says he's injured?
I never believe any player.
I laughed.
I never believe any player, and you said the same thing. Until we see they're out for 6 to 8 weeks or getting a surgery, right? Or they're crying like Zverev. I don't believe it because we've been on the tennis court with players that have been cramping, that something hurts. You know what I mean? And then they win matches, right? We've seen this happen. It's all in the mind. The other player, I've seen it happen with Steffi Graf and Sabatini. Unless you're limping out of there, going out on a wheelchair, or you have to take 6 to 8 weeks, I mean, look at McDonald beat Nadal, right? Nadal's out 6 to 8 weeks. Then McDonald goes and loses to Nishioka. What does that tell you right there? What does that tell you? That the guy was definitely hurt because McDonald couldn't even beat Nishioka. Give me a break.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he really is hurt, or maybe he is, but not really hurt. You know what I mean? Like a sore. You know how I'm still playing with my shoulder hurt and my hands.
Like with my knee.
With your knee.
I can't.
It's not like
I can't walk off and fake the knee. Like it's there. You can't like have it 1 second and then you don't, right?
Right.
It's like my knee sucks and it will always suck. And sometimes it feels good, but ultimately if I let it fly.
But it's not an injury that's going to stop you completely. So that might be with him, but I don't. Has anyone tested him? I mean, not yet, right?
Dimitrov didn't.
No, Dimitrov definitely didn't.
Okay.
Maybe he is, but do I believe he's super hurt? No, because he wouldn't be playing.
Okay, now on the flip side of that,
that's
only half the question.
I do believe Novak's on drugs. Do I believe any player? No, I don't believe. I would say the same thing. I don't. One thing I admire about Nadal is that, and even Novak doesn't talk about his injury. That's us talking about his injury. I'm not saying he's talking about it. And that's just us talking about the injury. But I'm sure he's on drugs and all types of cream, and he has the best care that we don't. You know, we'd probably feel better if we had his care. No, I don't believe. I think half the time these players are all lying.
Okay, you that's the answer.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Nadal? Do you believe him when he's injured?
None of the players, none, unless they're going for surgery, like Chilik. I just saw a picture of Chilik. He's having knee surgery. His leg is up. He's about to go get knee surgery. Zverev twisted his ankle, came out of there. He was out for a very long time.
Well, he blew his Achilles tendon out.
That's what I'm saying. Do I believe it? No, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe any player. I think it's mind games. Okay. Some of them use it as excuses.
All right. In retrospect, let me give you my version of my thought process about you. All right. But can I get this out? I gave you the time.
Do you want me to tell everybody what you said over there? You didn't believe it either.
I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak freely. Okay. Djokovic gets hurt, and I'm going to reenact this. I'm going to do some charades here. So Djokovic gets hurt. Here's Carla. Stop acting. Stop acting. That's her in the living room. Seriously. I'm not even exaggerating.
I never said that.
Stop acting. Go home.
I never said that. That's BS.
Close.
I just said stop being a drama queen.
Okay.
Even you said, oh my God, why is he doing that?
Okay. Nadal's getting a trainer and doing grimacing on the court while he's eating a banana. She's like, oh, he's getting old.
Okay, now you're lying because that's not what I said. Anytime I see that, I was like, oh, come on. Here we go again. That's what you hear me say. Oh, come on. Really? Why the hell are you guys playing then if you're hurt? That's what I always say. Look at Kyrgios. He was hurt. He didn't play. He did not play. The guy was hurt.
Okay.
He didn't play, right?
Okay.
You got Murray. You know the guy is hurt, but he's playing.
He really looked. Yeah, that was bad.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Djokovic rally. You got a hamstring and you're sliding, hitting on the outside of your foot. You know how much pressure is going into the leg? By pushing off on your backhand, which I hit two hands. Your knee's hurt.
And then deep in the fifth, he's good.
Come on, man, Justin.
It's like, man, come on.
What kind of drugs is he on?
Look, drugs don't help you get through pain.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you,
it might make you
Justin,
deal with it
you
a
and
little
I
bit
are
better,
tennis
but it
players.
doesn't help you get through it.
When we are hurt, can you imagine pushing out on your leg, hitting a two-handed backhand, open stance, mind you, open stance, where you're putting pressure on that leg?
Agreed.
That's wrapped?
Agreed. Now,
come on.
Look, I've played injured numerous times, significantly injured. And if I'm running in one direction, if let's say someone hit a good angle and I'm running across court to go get it, and I'm lucky to get my racket on it, instead of pivoting right when I get my racket on and going back, I just continue to run. Yeah, so in other words, you don't want to stop and change direction.
The guy was sliding. He was like skiing on hard courts. I'm just saying.
Which is a good metaphor.
He's skiing. He's like, shh, shh, shh. But yeah, he's got a hamstring.
Is it not true that Roger Federer and Djokovic are very accomplished skiers?
Yes. So maybe that's what it is.
Them.
Maybe that's what it is.
Both of them.
Ryan says Joker probably has a tweet, but not to the point of pulling one of the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The guy doesn't have a major injury. Something like mine that hurts, but I can still keep through it. I can still bullshit my way through it.
Yeah, you just got to, you got to.
If I meet the right player.
If
I meet the right player.
But really and truly, okay.
He lost the French Open to Cecchinato. He was really injured. His elbow was bad. That was a real injury.
So let me ask you a question from a player's perspective. Mm-hmm. So we've in the thousands of matches we've played, have you ever played a player right? That all of a sudden he's limping or she is limping a little bit.
Ryan.
Right? Hold on. You've played a player that during the match, she begins to limp or you're limping a little bit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
In your head, do you not? A lot of times you look at the player that's limping and you're thinking, "Oh man, he's gonna forfeit, he's gonna quit, he's gonna stop." Right. So whether or not you buy into he's injured or not, it still changed your focus, right? You get it?
Yeah. Well,
it changes your mind.
It does. I watched Christopher play Ryan, who's on there. Ryan was cramping, right? He was cramping, and I know it changed Christopher's mindset. He thought he had him. In the meantime, I'm shaking my head like, keep playing your game.
It's
going to get in your head.
Yeah.
It's going to get in your head. Like when him and I were playing, I saw he was having trouble with the heat, right? And I was allowing him on that second set, to kind of get back into it. And I said, wait a minute, Carla. You don't worry about the person over there. Yeah. If they're dying, that's their problem.
Handle your business.
Handle your business. And I had to tell myself that.
Yeah.
So yes, it does happen. It's mentally.
This is one of those things, and sometimes people don't understand us when we're telling students as parents this, and sometimes it comes out wrong. But a lot of students that we have, they're really good friends with their fellow future opponent, maybe. So we always say that when they play tournaments and they're about to head up against one another. So Mary Jane and Mary Jane B are like best friends off the court. And then they're about to play their semifinal match and they're just, talking about what they're going to do and all this stuff. We're like, no, tennis is a battle. You don't want to give your opponent a hug and a kiss before. I mean, metaphorically speaking, right? You want to keep it business, right? You're there to be a gladiator. And then when you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
But the metaphor is when you're a human being and you're a good moral human being, which I think we all strive to be, at least everyone here. Sometimes your mind changes from aggressive, kick your ass, keep whacking the ball, and then you see someone that you might feel that you feel a little bit for them, and maybe you don't, and maybe you start pushing the ball to test it, and then you go away from the strategy that got you there in the first place. It's a mind shit sandwich, and it's cheap.
I've seen it happen to my son Jonathan. He had an opponent that was cramping.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was killing him, and then it changed. It definitely happens. And PC, I agree with you. Injury or not, Novak is playing at a high level. Yes, he's playing at a high level. Is Novak, in my opinion, playing very well?
Yeah.
Yes. From what I saw, the guy was like amazing, hitting shots, from side to side. I mean, beautiful strokes, 31 rallies. Yeah. I mean,
I very rarely comments because the slight's always in mine. I can't see it, but Nemanja Ujelsic just left a really good comment. And I think this is pretty much the precedent. Novak Djokovic will use any chance to mess with his opponent's head, but not to the point of fake an injury. I don't believe that. Yes, agree, totally.
I'm not saying
exactly. Maybe he's playing the narrative that something's tweaking him at the moment, but he's not faking. I just blew my knee out.
No, I agree with Nemanja. That's what I'm saying. There's no way it's an injury.
It's like something at the moment
that's probably nagging him. Yes, I agree with that comment. Very well said. And those players allow that to get into their head. Oh, maybe I got a chance.
Exactly.
But Dimitrov had no chance.
No, from the onset, yes, you're right. He should have used the drop shot. He should have used angles. He should have at least pushed his way forward a lot instead of hanging back there trying to battle.
You're not going to hang with Novak.
Backhand with Novak.
You're not going to hang with someone that can hit better shots than you and can stay on the court longer than you can.
Yeah. And by the way, what's up, Mike Walker? By the way, a lot of you communicate with us off of here.
Yes.
For those that you don't know,
especially at 3 in the morning.
4 in the morning. It's all good. But let me tell you how you can do that if you wish to do so.
I'm still sleeping.
We are 5K Tennis on Instagram. We are Stand Tall Sneakers on Facebook. If you get into shoes like we do, we are 5K Tennis on Facebook. We are Justin space Carlo with a C space Davis on Facebook, and we are also as a club where we teach, and we are very proud of being there, and our goal is to continue to make it the best place to be, and that is Mirror Lake Racket Club, and that's with 2 R's, Mirror space Lake space. You can see that on Facebook.
So Michael Walker says Grigor played very well, and then PC comes back, says 55 on forced errors.
Who? Dimitrov?
Mm-hmm. So obviously Grigor wasn't playing well. There's 55 unforced errors.
Obviously, I guarantee
that's a lot of errors. There's no way you're playing well.
I guarantee you 55%, 60%, maybe even 65%.
What's the pressure
we're off the backhand side.
Yeah, and a lot of returns too. I saw he was going for too much. Like, why not get the ball back?
And if not off the backhand racket, in other words, on that ad side of the court. Yeah. He's a right-handed player. So, So that's just.
I'm not. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying they're making it sound like, oh my God, he's so hurt. It's going to be hard for him to continue. Obviously, he's not that hurt.
Okay.
He might have a tweak.
Okay, now you reminded me of something. So when we were just getting some highlights in here just a little while ago, and Martina Navratilova on the tennis channel, as well as Lindsay Davenport, both were showing clips of him struggling, right? And they both came back to the screen, and Navratilova and Davenport were having a head-to-head conversation about how they both agreed that Novak Djokovic was very vulnerable, and they thought that someone else would win it because of it. Now, do you agree with Chris Evert? Do you agree with Martina Navratilova? I'm not making it up.
Usually Martina's right. You know, she's very knowledgeable in tennis.
I think she knows a thing or two.
I respect when Martina says a lot of stuff about players because she's usually right.
I still think no matter what they say, Djokovic will win this tournament.
I think Novak is going to be tough to beat. I only don't pick him because I think that someone might have a chance. But I don't see Rune beating him like they said.
Okay.
I don't think Rune, someone said Rune will test him.
Man, forget about it.
I'd rather Djokovic beat Rune, honestly. I would not want to see Rune beat him.
Okay, I'm going to read
Just because I don't want Rune to have that celebration with Patrick Montaglu.
Yeah.
I'd rather him lose, honestly.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Jack in the Box doesn't need to pop his head up anymore. Okay, here's the list of the 16 men that are left, and obviously Djokovic is one of them. So I'll read off the other 15, and you tell me how much better Djokovic is than the field. Okay. Let's start from the top. Nishioka, Karen Khachanov, Hurkacz, Sebastian Korda. Now, he is a great ball striker, by the way. Stefanos Tsitsipas.
I picked Tsitsipas.
One-handed backhand versus the consistency of Djokovic, too, back there. I don't know. I doubt it. Seriously. Yannick Sinner? Okay. Maybe. Doubt it. Lehečka. By the way, a good story from this kid, Lehečka. I think he's from Czech Republic, Czech Republic, I think, right? His mother and father were professional athletes at the national level. In other words, where they're from. And I think he even worked with his little bit older sister. He has a sister and helped her learn the game as well. Still a young buck. Let's go. So look, I don't know anything about this gentleman, Lehečka, but I do know one thing. He's going to have his hands full with Felix Auger-Aliassime. However, potential upset alert here. Lehečka's got nothing to lose, and Felix has everything to lose. Just saying. Okay, Rublev, the Catman himself, and Holger Rune. Get lost, Rune. Ass. He's a dick. With a jack-in-the-box coach that coaches everybody so he can look at himself on camera. More Tagaloo. Okay. Alex de Minaur. Okay, let's go, Australia. Let's go. I'm rooting for you. I hope so, but doubt it because he's playing Djokovic. Okay. Ben Shelton. Okay, he's got an aspiring game, but, the draws makers made it perfect to where, oh, my goodness, if there's an American still left in the round of 16, we got to make sure they square off because we don't want another one of those bozos rolling to our quarterfinals. American tennis, might as well get rid of them because none of them are going to win this major. If so, I promise I'll cut my hair or something.
Oh, yes. Come on. Let's go.
Okay. Bautista Agut and
did you see the lovely
Paul?
The lovely handshake from Bautista and Murray?
Like they shook hands because they had to,
don't really like
but they didn't look.
So I'm going to Ryan's comment because I do remember this injury. He says, I think his injury 2 years ago when he had a 9-millimeter abdominal tear was actually worse than this, and he won that year. That's right. He played with a tear, remember?
Good point.
And he won.
Good knowledge drop.
Yeah, and I think that was a lot worse than what he has now.
You can just go ahead and give Djokovic the trophy. Just give it to him.
Let's cut the guy. He'll still win. One leg, he'll still win. He might
break
a few fingers. He'll still win.
he'll drop a set on purpose to get views to make it more interesting, and then just toy with them in the fifth.
Yeah. Michael Walker says that Rune reminds him of a young Novak. Hell no. Me. That's why he sounds like Kermit the Frog. That's what
his attitude reminds me of. His attitude, not his game. He reminds me of a young Leighton Hewitt. He's a little prick like
we all know who Korda's dad is. He said, "How about Korda briefing about his family?" He's got a great family. Doesn't he have two
Yeah.
sisters that play golf? His dad was a Australian Open champion.
He won the Peter Korda won the Australian Open.
I always thought he looked like a little bird.
2001, 2000 time frame. When did Peter Korda win the Australian Open? 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. Mike Walker will know. Okay. Anyway, let's skip to Andy Murray for just a moment in time. Andy Murray. Carla was once again right about her theory. If you get stretched to 5 sets, or if you win a tournament, another like an ATP 250 or a WTA Premier, whatever, right before a major, you're not going to do too well. Or if you're a female and you get stretched in a really deep 3-set match, 10-8 in the third, or if you're a male player and you get this grueling 5.5-hour match, generally the next match or tournament you play, you either lose the match or you don't do well in the following tournament. Once again, she's right. Andy Murray suffers.
I felt bad for him.
A straightforward, yes. Okay, so we know what happened. We know the outcome.
We know he's never going to win a slam. That's
another one.
Never again.
He's won 4, right?
He's done
2
good.
Wimbledon.
I mean, for him to even come back and
4. 2 Wimbledon.
3.
2
I
US?
thought it was 3. Like
1
Wawrinka.
US, 2 Wimbledon.
I thought it was like Wawrinka. 3.
Okay, 1 Wimbledon, 2 Wimbledons, 1 US
Open. Yeah.
Okay.
Kudos to him. I mean, he's been through a serious injury and stuff. You feel for the guy, but he'll never win a slam. Why does he keep playing? Well, the love of tennis, but I don't know why he would want to be away from his family and his 4 kids. I don't know. His wife and 4 kids.
Okay, so you just took the next topic out of my mouth. And I wrote this material while we were driving back from the grocery store. So we're on the same song sheet as usual. Here's the question. If you were Andy Murray, what do you do? Do you retire? And if you play, why? What do you do? Do you retire, spend time with family, or
I don't think the titles are important anymore. Those titles, I know he has a goal. They said of 50. He has 46. But are they really that important? I mean, you could injure yourself again.
Good point, but I still go out and look.
Unless you don't want to be raising your 4 kids. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's another issue.
That's the only thing I don't
want.
You don't want to be at home listening to 4 babies cry because they're all like back to back to back to back. Maybe.
Yeah. I see. I don't think of an athlete. Look, when I completely ruptured my patellar tendon, the orthopedic looked at me and he said, "You're more than likely not going to play competitive tennis again."
Yeah,
and you shouldn't because you're risking the injury. But I go out and do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I think there's a love of the game there. Number one. B, I do think, like Tom Brady, for instance, I do think there's a lack of desire of wanting to be home. I can assure you one thing. I told Carl this: if we ever were able to live not month to month, and we could live more like year to year, I would save everything possible so I can stop everything and I can just go still be the grandfather and be the dad and go wherever all 5 of my kids are.
So he's got a 1-year-old.
So I'm lost when I'm not with my kids.
A 5-year-old. And probably now a newborn. So yeah. I'm guessing he don't want to be
Maybe
home.
He doesn't enjoy that. That's okay.
He doesn't want to be home. I mean, Tom Brady didn't want to be home. He thought he knew his wife.
Didn't work.
It's like the military guys. They leave, they come back, they get to know each other, they get married,
They get to know one another.
They get to know each other and they're like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Just saying.
It happens. It's okay. Look, I think one of the crazy statistics is in the US, I think 1 out of every 2 marriages is in a divorce, and maybe the stats are even more lopsided than that. Not saying that's the case. I'm not throwing accusations out there, but if I had 4 children, I have 5, so I'm more than that. I couldn't imagine wanting to do anything more than chilling with my girl and my kids, and man, I'd be set. I still have to get my tennis in though. I got to get my workout.
Yeah, he can get his tennis in, but
so he's got Wimbledon passes. Surely he's like on the OG panel.
How many dads do we really know that like to be at home with their kids? Very few. I think Ryan's one of them.
Ryan.
Very few of you guys can handle being at home. And even Justin has his moments too when the kids are too much.
When do I get my moments?
But you don't want to leave. When they're too much.
I just go outside and throw a fishing pole in the water.
But what I'm saying is, how many dads? My dad was one of them that spent time with us all the time.
Yeah.
That's I don't see too many dads doing that.
Yeah, Nathan's a beast.
Most dads are not like that. I would say about 70% of the dads don't want to be home dealing with diapers, crying babies, feeding, bathing, cleaning up toys. They just don't want to. And especially someone that's a professional athlete that doesn't have to do that.
So you're saying there's a chance that this might be the reason why he keeps playing.
For his mind.
I mean, it's fictitious. It was totally made up.
Very few guys, Michael Walker. Very few guys. And we know that. That's a fact.
Yeah. So Carla,
that's a fact.
So Carla and I have a dream. So here's our dream. Carla, we just want to get all 5 of these kids into a major college or a military academy, as we've done with the first 2 in line. And then after that, we want to get a little camper like that you can drive and just sleep in the back and go post up at all their places. That's it. I don't, I can just wear a pair of tennis shoes.
John, I agree with you.
That's it.
All these players, they fake their injuries unless they're out, not fake, but they exaggerate it. Unless they're out for a long, long time, I don't believe them. Any player. I feel as an athlete, when I'm playing, if I'm really injured, guess what? I'm not hitting another ball.
Yes, you can self-discipline yourself. I have a hard time doing that.
I'm just saying, if you're that hurt where it can jeopardize you, I'm not going to continue, especially those guys at a high level. Derek Wilson, his wife doesn't want to deal with Andy when he has not mentally given up the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably a nightmare.
Who said that? Yes.
It's probably a nightmare. I hear my husband say, oh my God, yes. My knees hurt. I want to play, and I get him, and I'm sure she's hearing something like that, but worse.
But look, if you look at Murray, especially during his prime, even before he won his first major, okay, I'm going to take my hat off and I'm going to charade out how homeboy would act. When he was in his prime and before his prime, he'd lose a point. Oh, man, this freaking, I don't know why.
Trouble mind, he has the money.
That was Murray. He just looked miserable.
He's not making the money right now. Trouble mind, he already made his mind. His money. He already made his money. You telling me he's making more money now? He's not.
No.
He's not. That's definitely not because of money, because he's making the bread.
But isn't Andy Murray?
He wants a piece of mind. I feel like he wants to get away.
Don't you think Andy Murray is like part of the royal family at this point? Or is that whole royal family thing kind of joking?
Again, I don't think Novak is extremely hurt to the point where he cannot play. I hope the next player tests him. Drop shot him. If you're listening to me, you're going to lose the match anyways. Who's he playing next?
A Minaur. That could be a good match. That could be a good match.
Hit to the guy's backhand, right? The hamstring is right there. Left side. Hit to his backhand. Stretch him out. Make him run back. Let's see. Let's test it out.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the consensus? We somehow went in left field over Andy Murray's fictitious.
Will Novak win this time?
Oh,
is that the question?
Garen, no. Okay, but that answer the question, yes, and we'll get back to that. But is that your consensus why Murray continues to play because he doesn't want to be home with his kids?
I feel like one, he hasn't given up. Tennis is hard for him to give up.
Okay, and doesn't like the home life too much.
No, not used to it. There's little kids at home, right?
Okay.
And of course, he's still a tennis player, a pro tennis player at heart. So it's hard to give that up. He hasn't learned how to give it up yet. Yes. Mm-hmm. And this is true with Tom Brady. He hasn't learned how to give it up yet. It's hard for him to accept that his career is coming to an end. Yeah. So for all you dads out there that have been in the thick of it, from the birth unit to the house, to the diapers, to the pee in your face, to the shit on your forehead, all that, and then you've watched them go off to college. If you can't, there's no words I can express to tell you how I would rather be doing absolutely nothing except being with my kids. Period. I'm not saying he's a bad dad. I'm just saying, but in other words, if I'm set to retire like Tom Brady and I'm wealthy as shit, there has to be some part of that that's in my mind. If I gave birth, if I created a human being, that's in the mind. So why would you want to be there? Maybe it's not enjoyable. Otherwise, Tom Brady and Giselle would still be chilling. Now, if he left his first wife or girlfriend pregnant for Giselle, why wouldn't he do that to, Oh, so obviously that to him is not a concern. So once you're a cheater, you're always a cheater? I'm not saying a cheater. I'm just saying, why would that? He didn't put importance to the first child. So why not the second? Right. Okay, fair enough. But as far as Andy, that's not the same case with him. I think Andy hasn't wanted to give up that dream of still being there, maybe possibly still winning. Can he? He's going to have to let it go soon. He's going to have to win every match for the rest of his career in majors in 3 sets. Yeah. He can't go 5 sets with Kokkinakis for 5 I think Novak is a great dad. Nadal is a new dad. So how do we know if he's a great dad? But I think Novak's a great dad. Obviously, you can tell the guy is good with kids. Do you think Nadal's mindset has changed since having that first child? I'm sure it's tough. Look at Medvedev. It affected him when his wife, obviously we didn't know his wife was pregnant. You can tell the guys who are really close to their families. You watch Federer, his kids were there at the slams. You watch Novak. Wife is there, kids are there. He's spending time with them. We hope to see Nadal do the same thing. Oh, Carla, who's a better dad? No, we're not. Who knows who is a better tennis player? We don't. Obviously, Novak. That's a fact.
Let's go, Sergey Jovanovic.
Obviously, Novak.
Where's Stefanizovic? Come on, Serbia.
Oh my God, he sent me a picture of your favorite umpire guys.
V Savage is out there.
He sent me a picture of you guys that are Serbians.
What's up, V Savage?
You guys that are Serbians, and
we got a lot of Serbians in the house.
They talked about the Serbian umpire, right?
Yeah.
He sent me a picture of her. He said, "Oh my God, what did she do to herself? Botox."
Ooh. Oh yes, her name is something Ristic. Isn't it Ristic, the umpire?
Yes.
Remember this beautiful? She's a beautiful.
So here's how we remember this lady, right?
Yeah. Her name's like Helena Ristic or something.
Right. And then he sends me this.
Damn.
What the F?
What the heck happened
What
there?
the
Can we get some longer arms on that? Look, I used to turn into tennis matches, even if I wasn't so interested in who was playing. I couldn't wait until they panned to the chair umpire. Beautiful. You're like, damn, girl, what's up, Miss Parker? You were really loving her, right? And then all of a sudden, she gets fame because of that, and her Instagram channel starts blowing up, and here comes the Botox. Blam! Da, da, da.
That's more than Botox.
Let the boys be boys.
That's like lips. She added some fat to the cheeks.
What happened, girl? Damn.
Yeah, she had plumped up her cheeks for sure.
Damn, she jacked
Awful,
that up.
Man. Awful.
That's worse than some of the mistakes I've made.
Awful.
And I've made some pretty damn big mistakes.
Surgery gone wrong. Yes.
All right. So back to the narrative. Should Murray retire? Honestly, forget about the personal life assumptions, insinuations.
He's doing better than Venus.
He's doing better than 100 and.
He's doing better than Venus. So no, but is he going to win a slam? I'm sure he doesn't think that he can. Can he?
Maybe. I mean, maybe is what he's thinking. But when you're playing a 22-year-old up and coming,
it's just hard if you're losing matches that tight and then to go play again.
It's a rough go. My advice to Murray would be try to find a way to get your kids involved.
Yeah,
travel
with the family.
Travel with the family. Let them come to your matches.
Just like Novak does and Federer does.
Breed the next generation of British tennis player. Yeah. Because look, Tim Hemmen didn't work out, right? You worked out. And, there's going to be a skip here because Nori is not going to work out. Dan Evans, I love him, but he's not going to work out. He's not winning in a major. So what better narrative to build than Murray's children?
Trouble Mine says it seems like she got it done in Bangkok.
True that.
Ryan says that's what happens when you make too many back calls on the chair. Charlie told the umpire, "What are you looking at? Never had such bad calls. Are you looking at the birds or are you looking at the sky?" You're the worst umpire ever.
Yeah, what are some heartwarming umpire moments? do you guys remember when Nick Kyrgios was playing a match and he was throwing a tantrum and the umpire got down from the chair and got down and started talking to him? And then he got in trouble for that.
But he's back now.
Yeah. Did you kind of agree with that umpire?
Venus might be 82. She looks like a mummy.
She still might be able to serve her way to a couple wins.
Don't think so.
Just saying.
Did you see Serena Williams? Her Instagram post playing golf with the tons of makeup. I was like, dang, girl.
By the way, before I tear the sheet out and go to the next one, I missed a couple shout outs to start. Rajesh Kumar. I don't know if he's
Rajesh is going to get on me tonight.
Is he out there?
No, I'm sure he's going to send me a message because I made a comment about him going to the bathroom and he's like, blah, 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 blah. And then I saw a post on Facebook. So happy. Medvedev lost. So happy. I said, really? Are you happy that Medvedev lost? Is it because of Djokovic? And he's like, yes. Medvedev gives him trouble. We'll move him.
So I mentioned Rajesh because he is an extremely diehard
He's gonna hate me
Novak
today.
Djokovic fan. Extremely diehard. And I must add this.
He's going to hate me today.
I must add this. He helped.
He did.
I blew out my knee. Won't get into the whole details, but I've destroyed my knee. And as a coach, if I'm not teaching, I can't do anything, literally.
He's like Murray.
And Rajesh was a huge assistant through that. He's also the marketing director for Academy Sports, which is the big chain.
Oh, he is? I thought it was
Academy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's Academy. So he is a blessing to say the least.
Absolutely. So Rajesh and I might not be in agreement with the Djokovic, subject.
Love you, bro.
But I still have respect. If it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have gotten.
And he's from India, but resides in Houston. And Rajesh, man, brothers to me always. You'll never be forgotten. No doubt about that. You know that.
I'll be waiting for your message, Rajesh.
Let's go, girl. Okay. Also, the two tennis players, actually three of them. We coach, and I won't get into all this, but Carla and I have coached quite a few people from either the first ball or they've been playing a long time and they come to us and you're like, how much money have you wasted on this shit? Anyway, but 3 girls came out this week, and I was actually able to play points and actually whack the ball. And they were competing in those points instead of me just giving it back and slicing. Sophie Caldwell, okay? She's just a young buck.
She's a sweet girl, comes from a good family.
Killer dad, dude's beast, military.
Their family is more like us, very down to earth.
In other words, we struggle like the rest of us.
Her mom's going through some trouble, and good to see the dad. Here's a dad that takes care of his kids, supports his wife.
Yeah.
Helps her out through this troubled time.
Yeah, that's his duty. He's a soldier.
So, yeah, Sophie has definitely grown a lot in a year.
For sure, no doubt. I always enjoy that lesson. Also, Ellie, who is a teammate of hers. What's Ellie's last name? I forget. Anyway.
She's half Japanese, has Japanese blood and American.
Yes. Anyway, but
Arnold.
And she plays with her on the same team, and she was playing points with me, and I was like, and she came up to the net afterwards, and we kind of shook hands, hey, great job, and she was like, I didn't play well, and I thought to myself, that was the best I've ever seen you play.
She moved,
so she started to care and think about it. Mm-hmm. The other one is Blakely, and Blakely's dad owns Ken's Cartoons. What's Blakely's last name?
I don't know.
She did the same thing. She went to Greece for like a month or a couple of weeks for school and came back, and she was invigorated. So those three ladies, let's freaking go.
Shout out for me is Helen. I've never hit the ball
Helen
hard.
balling.
She's 12 years old, about 5'9", 5'8".
She's tall. Presence at the net.
She started with us. She looked like a little girl, and she really couldn't hit the ball well.
Not anymore.
And yesterday I was serving hard to her and playing points with her. And
she had an audience.
I was very shocked.
It's like people clapping and watching, right?
I feel like she's gonna pass Mary Michael.
Yeah, she's gonna be a baller as long as she doesn't get hurt.
And shout out to Lily. She is getting better. I feel like yesterday
was our daughter.
First time I see her actually hitting her forehand, and she was hitting her two-handed backhand. I was happy.
And she's only in 8th grade.
She didn't chop it. So I was like, all right.
So is Helen going at 8th or 9th next year?
She's going to 8th next year.
Oh, Helen's going to be. And Sophie, she's only in 7th. Both those girls are in 7th.
No, she's in 8th. She's like Lily.
Sophie's okay.
She'll be going to 9th.
So Helen has an extra year. Mm-hmm. Ooh, you can get a lot better in a year. Yes. Okay, scratch that. All right, let's move forward to Michael Moe for a minute. I know Michael Moe lost, but however,
that's pretty straightforward.
Pretty chill story. So Michael Moe, he won his 2nd round match.
You talked about this yesterday.
Well, I had a little nugget from an interview that I saw last night. I didn't see the interview until after we got done last night. So Michael Moe was the lucky loser. So he was going through qualies and he lost. You have to win 3 matches in qualies to make the main draw. And he lost, and he was going home. He was in the hotel heading home. And ultimately, he got a call. Hey, someone pulled out of the tournament. You're the next one in line. Let's go. So he was watching, and I quote, because I'm a huge NFL fan. I love the freaking NFL. Let's go 49ers. Let's go. I don't even shave when the 49ers are in the playoffs. I call it no shave 49er time. So I don't shave until they lose. So I'm growing Santa Claus if they don't lose. If they win the Super Bowl, I don't shave till next year. I don't know if I can do that. Anyway, but he said he was locked in at the hotel on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Cowboys game, right? And he got a call like, what? Come. And so he had to fly to the tennis center, right? Get on the court like right before a match was ending, right? Got on the court, won his 1st round match, probably got the biggest single day payday of his life, then goes into the 2nd round and wins that match, right? He ultimately lost, but still had the mindset to do a really, really good press conference post-loss. He was thrilled to be there. Great sportsmanship.
He got some good money.
And some interesting family history. He was born in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Okay, I read this last night. I didn't even write it. I just remembered it. Let's go, good student. Born in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. His father, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, is a coach in some discipline. And he resides in Bradenton, Florida. No surprise. Carla knows a couple things about Bradenton, Florida. And his family resides in Kingston, Jamaica. And they're from Nigeria originally.
That's awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Page number 2 of 27. Not really.
Thank God the hideous outfits are losing.
Tiafoe's outfit. Someone asked me the other day if they bought me Tiafoe's outfit,
Jack.
where I wear it.
Yeah.
I'll wear it. Whoever asked me if I would wear his outfit, Jack. Buy it. I'll wear it. Do you want to pay $100 for a tank top and $100 for a pair of shorts?
Jack would be the type to do it.
Let's go, Jack. I'll wear it in a minute. Tattoos and all. Be at the club with freaking tattoos and a tie-dye shirt.
God. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching the Giants and play the Eagles while Justin makes some wings.
Yeah, I'm cooking wings tonight. I'm a wing master, and I'm usually humble, but
it was
no
awful.
one can mess with my wings.
Then
Ryan's had him.
Dimitrov made him look worse. Yeah.
Okay.
Ouch.
Today,
Ronaldo's in Saudi for $200 million a year.
Who?
Is it Ronaldo? Portugal.
Yeah, soccer player.
From Portugal.
Yeah. And what about Lionel Messi talking about signing up for like almost $1 billion contract for what I'm here? Something like $200 million guaranteed a year. Can you imagine that? What do you even do with that?
Good thing for them that I think he has a lady that's been with him from the beginning.
Yeah, Messi, yeah.
So that's a good thing. Not like some of these gold diggers that go out with these old fellas. You know what
you just came out with a Kanye West song. Okay, so Carla and I were talking earlier. We're both NFL fans, and we both are obviously tennis fans. There's a couple of shows that are kind of commensurate with one another. One being NFL's Hard Knocks. Another one now with this Netflix series, Breakpoint. It seems to be that over the years, the NFL version, which is Hard Knocks, every team that they put on there is the worst. And I think that's some of the guidelines. The NFL puts on the show, and the NFL says, hey, the worst 3 teams every year have to put up with this show. It's like part of being a franchise. Anyway, every year it's, like the Jaguars or, the worst team on the block. It seems to us at this point that every person that has been on Breakpoint has been not far off from not doing extremely well. I guess you could say Felix Auger-Aliassime, but he hasn't won one yet, right?
Who's the only player left? Is Felix.
I think. And we looked this up, and I think we even read an article about it. Not so Breakpoint type of the year, the curse of the Netflix. Yeah. So if you it's almost kind of like a laughing stock if you watch Hard Knocks, because if you're a big time football fan, sports fan that I am, she's a Giants fan. I'm a big fan of it across the board. Played some quarterback growing up, by the way. So hence why the serve is very much like throwing the football. Anyway, but do you think that Breakpoint is just another version of Hard Knocks? And if anyone has the time to do something like that, then they're not very focused on the game.
Yeah, so John's like, we can put Nadal on that show every year.
Yeah.
Trouble Mine's just like All or Nothing in Amazon Prime for soccer. I think if you're a serious tennis player, you're not gonna be on that.
You won't have time.
You don't have time for that shit.
You're in your moment. You're in your zone. You're
not gonna see Djokovic on that.
Yeah,
you just won't.
Yeah, if you're trying to work on your game, master your craft, and to become the greatest of all time, you don't want a camera in your face. I watched one.
That was enough for me.
The Kyrgios one.
That was enough for me. I'm like, what else do I need to know about tennis? I watch it. I read it. I teach it. I play it. What else do I need to see that I don't know?
All right. I've only got like 1 or 2 things. We can take as many questions as necessary, but I want to get this last thing off, and I'll throw.
Tonight I'm rooting for Rybakina
and the Giants. Now, and
I am picking. I would like to see this young girl, Fruhvirtova.
Fruhvirtova, yeah. I picked her on my fantasy team.
Win her first Grand Slam.
17.
And I'm shocked that Sabalenka and Pliskova are still in it.
And I chose, and I still have it written here.
But I need Sabalenka to lose.
Watch out.
But I need her to lose so they can lose.
Oh, and by the way, yes, in the final, I chose Pliskova to beat Swiatek.
Oh, and then you changed your mind.
No, I had it here, but they were on the same side. Anyway, they caught me on the show. I did it on the show one day.
Yeah. Ostapenko.
Pliskova wins her first major. Let's go. And then retires.
You know what? I feel like Pliskova should have won her first major. Yeah. So if she won it, I would be okay with that.
Let's go, Pliskova.
Because she should have won one a long time ago. She be like Serena Australian Open and then she lost?
Yeah, or Serena beat her.
No, she beat Serena and then lost in the next round.
Will you be mad at me if Pliskova wins and I get a tattoo of Pliskova like not on my heart, but on the other side?
That's up to you, but you won't be here anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
What if it's just like a picture?
Hey, do you mind if I put Thors tattoo? Do you mind if I put Fusovic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure you mind. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Let's go, Pliskova. I've always loved her.
But Sabalenka
she's a good player.
Didn't look too bad. She killed her friend, Mertens.
So, by the way, do you remember when we used to watch majors together, like many, many years ago, when you used to call Roger Federer crybaby?
He is a crybaby.
When was it? Like 2011, Roger Federer had lost in a 5-set match to Nadal at the Australian Open.
He looked like a garbage pail.
We were in Panama City, and then that happened, and you woke me up at like 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning, and the match just ended, and you were like, "Look at the crybaby! Look at the crybaby!"
I used to enjoy Federer losing.
Yeah.
And then I became a fan.
She was rough.
I became a fan, so it's still possible with Djokovic. Yeah. I mean, I like Djokovic. There's times where I'm rooting for him, Where I feel like the Australian Open, when they kicked him out, that was so wrong.
That was wrong.
And when the Australian Open, the US Open kicked him out for that stupid ball that he did by accident, that was wrong.
The throat hack?
That was wrong. So there's times that I do fight for him where I think, my God, like, let the guy play.
Can you ask one more poll question for me real quick?
No.
Okay. And this should be a unanimous. This should be 100% to 0. The U.S. Open, and you phrase this however you wish.
Okay.
But the U.S. Open, where Novak Djokovic delivered a throat hack to the line judge, if that wouldn't have happened, would he have won it?
Oh my God!
If the line judge wasn't hit by Djokovic's errant forehand,
would Novak have
back
more
to the
slams?
It was like a backwards forehand. He whacked it behind him.
The U.S. Open
If it wasn't for the
did not disqualify
that
him.
the line judge should have ducked because she couldn't move. So slow. You have a physical fitness test for those line judges. Seinfeld episode.
Obviously,
Kramer did.
I think we all know that answer.
Kramer.
Even I can say yes.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
Djokovic,
Even for me, that TM won that and played Zverev, that was the worst US Open. Yes.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that line judge's lack of fitness and lack of paying attention.
So John, I think that Novak will play the US Open. I think by August.
Yes,
I think by August, the USA should kind of drop that stupidity with the COVID. Come on now. Like not allowing people. They should drop that.
Yeah, cheese balls.
Come on, man. We're all getting the flu. We're all getting sick. You're not preventing anything. But it's at this point, let him play. Yeah.
All right. That's everything I had to discuss. Whatever. Floor is yours.
Does Justin like showing shoes?
Oh, I got her new ones.
These are my next shoes. Look what it says there. Teamwork.
You're not even giving him justice.
I'm doing what he does.
Yeah. Skateboard, SB, Nike, Dunk, Lows, Suede. Nice shoes.
That's me.
Oh, that is you.
That's me.
That's you, girl. And I got you another pair today.
That's me.
But they're upstairs, so.
I'm the devil, but sometimes I'm the angel.
You're a beautiful devil. Okay.
You never know what you're going to get.
All right. Any comments? Let's go.
Everybody's been good. Last time shoes were better.
I should show the ones I just got you.
I like these shoes.
I'll take a question. I'll show you.
Oh, I know. Come on, Justin.
I got it.
Oh, my God. Why don't you like them? I think they're so cool. Here's the other side, because I think the other side, hold on, it's a little bit different. They're for Halloween. Here we go. See, there's the bat. That says go away. There's a guy. I don't even know what that's. And there's the skulls. And then those are the insoles, if you can see them. They're a Halloween theme. They're meant for Halloween. And you can take off the patches and put them on. They are nice. I like them. Thank you. Carla, have you designed your shoes? No, they're rare skateboard shoes. I don't design any of my shoes. So these are shoes that you would have to win a lottery for. You can't buy them at the store.
So those came out last Halloween, and I didn't get the
I wear a lot of crazy stuff. I like crazy stuff because one day I'm going to die, and I don't want to regret saying that I never got to do stuff I want to do.
All right, so she just got these New York bagel, Montreal bagel as they're termed, bagel shoes. So they got sesame seeds all over them. See the sesame seeds? See it like little sesame seeds everywhere. Sesame. And then a pair that I hadn't even opened yet, and I waited for these. Still in the box. I waited for these. Couldn't.
Thank you, Sir John. Thank you. You know, I used to live my life before I met Justin, being pretty careful of what I said and what I did. But now I don't give a crap.
Go. I mean, you do, but
no, I really
you're
don't.
still a professional. But
yeah, Justin sometimes has to tell me to shut up.
Sometimes.
Where are the green ones from last time you got, Justin? Oh, he still has them.
So these are the Dance on Mars Jordan 5s. Suede, beautiful. 2-3 on the side.
I don't think Novak would have had a hard time on hardcourt to beat TM. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these are where it's at right there. I'll never wear them. I'll just look at them for a while, and then I'll sell them for way more than I paid for them. Something like that, right? All right. Anyway, ready to roll?
I'm going to go watch the Giants.
Let's go.
I think the Kansas Chiefs are beating Jaguars.
Kansas City Chiefs, but Patrick Mahomes got hurt from what I heard. I was watching.
It's like 10-17 right now.
Hey, your boy Trevor Lawrence got a shot here with his long hair, cute self.
Why do you think he's my boy?
You've liked him since he was in college.
Oh, okay. But I mean, he's a boy.
Used to watch his Clemson games because he was playing.
Though. He's a boy.
He's a man now.
He's still a boy.
Did you see where he went to Waffle House one night after the game?
I thought that was pretty
And then
cool.
he bought everyone in Waffle House.
That's very good.
Hey,
very sweet of him.
At least he knew the prime spot to eat breakfast at 2 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely.
Waffle House is the shit.
All right, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, mañana. We're doing the show tomorrow.
So Justin will wake me up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Let me sleep.
Well, we'll have some Australian Open stuff to watch, but
I'll bring you coffee and I'll go back to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to wake up early again.
All right.
Yeah, I want to enjoy some sleep.
Honey, check it out. You got me mesmerized.
Weekend Go Giants. I'm pulling for them. Thank you, Ryan.
Do you think that Doug Jones,
Manchester and Arsenal? I invite you to watch soccer.
Nice.
TM Push Novak.
Surgeon, take care, my brother. Love you. PC.
Good night, guys. Take
Ryan,
care.
Trouble
Good matches
Surgeon.
tonight. Let's go.
Nemanja. Adios, muchachos.
Here, babe.